couple of weeks ago, I had a bit of a breakthrough, maybe. Um, there's nothing quite like tripping on an empty stomach to make you seriously reevaluate some of your life decisions. So I started doing a little checklist on how my self care was going. And there's three things that I've decided I would like to focus on. I'm not trying to make improvements by leaps and bounds. I find that's very destabilizing. And yeah, I'm not good at it. I'll push myself real far and then I just don't want to do anything for quite some time then. It's not working. So instead, I've decided that I want to work on healthier habits, but baby steps. Baby steps towards healthier habits. And so that has become my current goal. That was 2 weeks ago. There are three things I really want to focus on at the moment. My sleep health, my mobility, exercise and such, and diet. Now, I'm not talking about going on a diet, just adjusting my diet. And the way I'm prioritizing is right now, my main focus is going to be mobility. And sleep is something I have been working on for several months and has been improving. My diet, I am going to be making some adjustments, but it's not a primary focus at this time. Again, this is baby steps. So I am trying to take on very little things and get in the habit of doing things daily with mobility. I was having a conversation with my wise sister, and she was telling me about this book she had read. This gentleman had gotten to a point where he would walk for several miles a day, but the way he started was through baby steps. And I was like, oh, yeah. She's like, no, baby steps. He would every day put on his walking shoes and take them off. And that's what he did every day. And then eventually he put on, I don't know if he had a time frame, but he, would walk to the front door. And that was all he was doing for that day. It wasn't about how far you can go and pushing yourself and all that. It was about creating a healthy habit. And if you do something regularly and you make it a routine, it is easier to follow through because it's just part of your everyday life. And I thought maybe that's something I could do. I could do baby steps. So I made that decision, and that was 2 weeks ago. I did do a little video, and then I did not get around to editing it. So now I'm doing a 2-week. And I will share my current stats on steps. I got a watch a few days, about 10 days ago, and I got this watch that will tell me my steps and sleep stuff and stress, and I don't know, it measures a few things. And so I got that app, and this is my steps for the first full week, which was this past week. Clearly there's room for improvement. Oh boy, here comes the pups. So here's what I did for week 1. I figured I could start a little bit ahead of just putting shoes on, and decided to walk to the end of the block, the short end of the block. And so every day for that first week, I walked to the end of the block. Well, one day I just walked to the edge of the property, and I walked back to the house and decided that was my cheat day. Oh my God. 10 fucking minutes of peace and quiet is all I want. And no, I can't. No. These girls, these dogs, just came home from a mini walk, and y'all still sassy as fuck. Anyways, so, the dogs do not always accompany me. Right now, it is trying to get in the habit of taking the walks. But I do try to bring them along as much as my motivation allows me because the girls need exercise too. I did finally take my bike out. I got it fixed up. I rewarded myself with some lights for the wheels, and it's fabulous. However, I am not quite so fabulous. My bike riding skills are terrible, and it's a tricycle. So, yeah. So when I do take the bike out, it is just myself. Yeah, I'm still working. Apparently, I need a lot more practice with that. Now, week 2, I have been taking the dogs with me a bit more. Today, I know that I've been taking the dogs with me more, sometimes one or the other, but I have started to walk to the long end of the block and then back again. I also did have one cheat day, which was yesterday, and I just walked to the end of the driveway and then back. It was raining and the neighbor was catching up, and so, yeah, that's what it was. But I'm trying to focus on the fact that for the last 14 days now, 15 days, I have taken at least a little mini walk every day. And so that is what I'm going to celebrate and continue to work on doing better. And I would like to get the girls in the habit of only staying to my right so that when I do add the girls to the tricycle rides, that she will be better trained to be able to walk along on the street with the tricycle and not go toward traffic. I want to make sure that I'm there between her and traffic. So I feel like I need to practice that with the stroller before we graduate to the tricycle. And that gives me time to learn how to ride a friggin' bike again. Just as easy as reining a bike. No, I almost crashed into several of my neighbors' cars. I realized part of the bicycle was not fully assembled and turned the steering column, steering handlebars, and the wheel didn't quite turn quite as quickly as the handlebars did, so I had some adjusting there. There's a lot of things I need to work on, but I will work on them, and I am trying to just make little better movements towards improvement, and hopefully this will become an easier thing to do. And eventually, I'm already dreaming of the bike trails we may one day conquer and the places we could go. I live in a state where we have lots of amazing bike trails, and I would love to go on these adventures, but right now I need to start and get around my block. That's my big current goal. Go all the way around the block. I have done it before, yes. But my goal is that eventually these little videos will become longer and longer, and I'll just shut up eventually. And that is the goal. And it'll just be an ever increasing length of walks. And so that's sort of my goal. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And I will update with my weekly stats and my report card of how good or bad I am doing for that week. And yeah.
Only over here. Okay, come on. Only. What are you doing? Jesus. Only. on, Only. Only. Come on. Come on. How you doing, beautiful? Hey. How are you, lady? We good?